Chairperson of Gauteng to come and welcome all of us. Chairperson.
Amanda, thank you very much, TG, our president, with our officials, on behalf of the province, the regional leaders from all the regions. I saw the regional leader, chairperson of Sidibeng and Johannesburg, and our provincial leaders who are here, more especially our ground forces. On behalf of the province, I welcome everyone who's here. I won't forget my colleagues in the national leaders in the CCT, our Secretary of Northwest and Secretary from Mpumalanga joined us today. You are all welcome to join us in this province of Gauteng. Sarina Lukile, President, when you call us, because here today, you are not on your own. Here today, people are bringing the EFF here. I even today saw the AfriForum. AfriForum declared war to us here in this province. They are always following us everywhere we go. It's like today, case in Moyona, it was their case. They are after EFF and were saying, down with AfriForum, down. Down with racist.
Mandla, Kibuya Gibite, the Provincial Secretary of Mpumalanga, Commissar Namfuke.
Amanda, viva EFF, viva! Viva EFF, viva! Thank you.
Mandla, Aribiche, the Provincial Secretary of Gauteng, Commissar Moshekom.
Mandla, true, Matimba, Aina, Manda.
We have amongst us the head of presidency, Commissar Vuyani Tambo.
Manja, viva, EFF, viva! Viva the Commander-in-Chief, viva! Manja! Thank you very much.
Let's call our very own Dr. Wiseni Nkosi.
Economic freedom in our lifetime. Economic freedom in our lifetime. Economic freedom in our lifetime. Economic freedom.
Thank you, Doctor. Adibite, our spokesperson, Commissar Snao Tambo.
Punching AfriForum, punching. Punching AfriForum, punching.
That was our spokesperson. I will now turn to officials. I will start with the Deputy Secretary General, Commissar Poppy Mailula. Maibuye! Africa! Viva EFF! Viva! Thank you very much. Thank you, Mbokoto. Let's call now our Secretary General, Commissar Marshall Dlamini.
Amanda, forward to 1 million ground forces by December, forward. Forward to 1 million ground forces by December, forward. Forward to 1 million ground forces by December, forward. Amanda, long live the Commander-in-Chief of me. Long live the Commander-in-Chief of me. Long live the Commander-in-Chief of me. Amanda.
Thank you, SG. Let's now call the Deputy President of the Economic Freedom Fighters, Commissar Nico Chibambo.
Amanda. Viva the EFF, viva! Forward to economic freedom, forward!
Forward to expropriation of land without compensation. Forward. Viva the EFF, viva. Hands off the Commander-in-Chief, hands off. Hands off the Commander-in-Chief, hands off. Mai buye. Ya Afrika. Umhlaba. Ngwethu. Thank you very much, Treasurer General Opile Mahutwa. I'm going to do a simple task here in the Randburg Court, where the National Prosecutions Authority, with the assistance of the AfriForum, has convened a meeting of the EFF. So I'm going to do a very simple task of introducing a revolutionary, a leader whom you can count in the same lines as Thomas Sankara, as Patrice Lumumba, as Muammar Gaddafi. I'm introducing to you a great Pan-Africanist, a revolutionary, Comrade President. Amanda, viva EFF, viva, viva EFF, viva, Tata EFF, Tata, Tata EFF, Tata, Amanda. Thank you very much, Deputy President, TG, SG, DSG, and all leaders of the EFF from different provinces and Gauteng and the ground forces and regional command teams. We thank you for coming to support your own organization, because we are in a trial here, being trialed by those who are not in a position to defeat the EFF's superior logic. They use the court to silence those they disagree with. For 4 years, we've been coming to this court to listen to a case of common assault. How can a common assault take 4 years? Even a person who's taken to jail for 4 years is already out of jail. We are still coming here for simple reason, because we've got incompetent NPA. There is a prosecutor here called Baba who has taken this matter as a personal matter, and he wants to appear on TV in the name of the EFF. There is nothing this Baba is doing except being lazy. He's a lazy thinker. He doesn't know his job. He bullies everybody here. He wanted to bully a magistrate on 174 application that does not exist. And the magistrate put him to his place. That you wait, were not even there. Because he's chachara. He doesn't know when to keep quiet. He talks even when it's unnecessary. He has taken a young lady, gave it this case, yet he's sitting next to her. And he makes that lady look incompetent. She is not incompetent. The Baba is hiding behind. He's hiding behind the lady because he knows that he is incompetent himself. So that's why he enjoys bringing us here. They must be ashamed that a common assault case can last for 4 years. It exposes the incompetency of our court. It exposes the incompetency of the NPA, because a well-oiled machinery in the NPA would have pushed this case and finished it. What we said to them today is, bring it on. You have led your witnesses, you finish your witnesses, close your case. When you close your case, we are applying, immediately you say we are closing, we are standing up and we are applying for 174 for a discharge, because there is no case to be answered by the EFF in court. They are scared that we are going to show them that they are incompetent and they are using this court to settle political differences. They are using the resources of the court, because this court should be concentrating on more important issues. There is a backlog of cases in the judiciary, but people are keeping a court occupied for 4 years on common assault case because they must find Malema guilty somehow. They will never succeed because we never attacked anyone. We defended ourselves, especially when we were attacked by a well-Afrikaner white male. We had to defend ourselves. We did it that day, we'll do it tomorrow, we'll do it forever. When confronted by white racists, we will deal with them the same way we dealt with Fender. We put white supremacists at their rightful place. I always tell you all the time, when you come into contact with a racist, put it where it belongs. Make no apology about that, because no racist must have confidence in South Africa, moving confidently and thinking they can do as they wish. We are not our grandfathers and grandmothers. We are our own generation, and we're not scared of these white people. They are angry because we confronted a white Afrikaner male. They don't want a black person to stand up to arrogance of a white male. And that's what we did. We belittled the arrogance of whiteness and we put it where it belongs. Now they want to use the court to bring a lost dignity of a racist, a lost arrogance of a racist. We come here all the time, but their witnesses don't come. And the court still grants them postponement for 4 years. So South Africa must know that its resources are being used to pursue certain individuals, not because someone is chasing justice. What is justice about common assault? Because you can resolve that matter within a week, but the days we have spent here, it's so embarrassing that till today the state cannot close its case. We are going to close our case when the state closes its case. We are going to close our case within a day. We won't waste their time. We are going to stand up and say, this is where we stand, this is our response. Let's leave it to the magistrate to find us not guilty or guilty, but we remain committed to undermining the racist everywhere we come across them. So fighters, let us not be ashamed of standing up to the white arrogance and white Afrikaner males. We must do that all the time when they want to undermine us. We in the EFF are the only liberated people in South Africa because we are not scared of the white men. The rest of them behave very brave, but they are scared of a white man. Those black brothers who came here to support a white Afrikaner male because they are scared that if they don't support that Afrikaner, their bosses will come after them. Here is a witness who came today, wrote a proper statement articulating what happened on that day. Today, this morning, the NPA called him into the office, showed him the video, and made him to change his own statement. When he came inside the court, a man with 33 years of experience, he was ridiculed like a child because now he must lie and tell the court lies that were fed to him by the NPA, which is pursuing individuals and has made this matter a personal. The person says, this is the right statement, this is the correct statement, but contradict the same statement because the bosses in the morning said, no, your statement is not helpful. To a point where they even wanted to cross-examine their own witness. Where have you ever heard of such madness, such incompetency? Baba, you must be ashamed of yourself. You want to cross-examine your own witness. The mediocrity we saw today is so embarrassing. Every time you come to this court, just ask anyone here, who's Baba? And then when they pointed Baba, you must say, you look like a fool. You don't look like a capacitated person who's supposed to be in the NPA. How can you cross-examine? Because the role of the NPA is to lead evidence. And you lead evidence through the statement and the evidence you have. Now they realize this person has written a wrong statement according to them. They want that person to disown the statement. Our legal team, our capable legal team stood up and said, no, you are not going to do that. It's not allowed. And the judge agreed with our team that you can't cross-examine your own witness. Kimatata kamo NPA. Ntoba etibangi bukodu fela ya uyachelete le mapichi abasanti batshware bona ba kwana le ditsotsi tse di tla mo Randburg Court ba ja chelete. Baba must never think we don't know his stories. We know his stories. At the right moment we'll tell him his stories. Because he has become personal, we will become personal. He thinks we don't know of his previous cases and how they were resolved. The day will come when we tell him where he comes from with this cause. How they made this court to be so disgraceful to a point where people are prepared to embarrass themselves. So fighters, we must never be discouraged by people who want to use our cause to fight political battles. They must come to the picket lines if they want to fight politics and leave the courts alone. The courts are not there to resolve political differences. If Baba and them want to be politicians, they must come to the streets. They will find us at the streets, ready and prepared for them. So fighters, let's go out and make sure we strengthen our organization. They keep us busy here so that they can drive another agenda on the side when we are here. Today I was supposed to be at the JSC interviewing judges, and then they said I must come here for 2 days, so that for 2 days I cannot be at the JSC appointing judges. So then they appoint judges of their own, because I will not be there to ask those judges robust and difficult questions. They will ask them sweetheart questions and say, this one is a judge, let them pass. So I don't even know what's going to be the product today, because I was not there. Now that they have postponed, because they say they are not ready with their last witness, we must come back on the 6th. They've given me chance to go back and do my job. I will be at the JC where they don't want me to be. I will be there tomorrow. And I'll be there in October. And I'll be there for as long as the EFF says I must be there. I will be there, and I'll ask robust questions, and I'll ask difficult questions. I don't care if those people I ask questions, later they become a judge and I appear them before them and they use the platform to settle scores. I don't care. I'm not governed by fear. I'm governed by the truth. And those who hate the truth can go to hell. We don't care about people who don't love the truth. When you love the truth, after 2 savannas, you sleep at night, you don't have problem. People will be telling and kicking blankets Now we sleep. We have no problem. Why? We have not eaten anyone's money. We are not going out with anyone's wife. We are not telling lies. But also robale ke batho ba robala le basadi ba batho. Una na ruta ba o kriya sa itsetse. Hawa na ri robala bro. La o ka utsheda batho tšhelete o ka se robale. Wa tseba ruta ba kokota bosheo. Anya ka tšhelete ke ba ka bona ka tšhelete le basadi le tlhokomelo le takwa. Le tsamao bolla maka Bata Wolaya. Well, not Bonella need. And I really don't what's the lay. So, ever Tamolo Molaba, which is an ormara. Tabela Ebolelani, where now we will not kidney. The Molai, Nika, Obolela need. Yen Nalu and Arinyaga, Wolela, Mararia Chava. So, we must always be on the good and the correct side of history, and we must always tell the truth at all times. It doesn't matter how difficult the situation might be, tell the truth all the time. You'll have nothing to fear in life. But his soul must rest in peace. Which soul? A troubled soul will never rest in peace. So we don't want to have troubled souls because we go around lying to people. Fighters, 1 million members, strong branches of the EFF, anti-xenophobia program of the EFF, clean-up campaign in our ward, and keeping in contact all the time with our people. They will never destroy you and the EFF if you are on the ground, because the masses are your shield. Every time they want to kill the EFF, they find huge numbers of the masses defending the EFF because it lives and survives amongst the masses. We want 1 million members by December. Once we get 1 million members, January, we start inducting them through public political education. Every member of the EFF must be inducted on why you are a member of the EFF. By doing that, 1 million members is a quantity program. We're getting 1 million. Once we've got the quantity, we transform it into quality. That's what will make the EFF a powerful organization, because it will have quality, and that quality will go into society and educate society about what is socialism, what is communism, what does the expropriation of land without compensation mean, what does one Africa mean. You can only do that if you are politically equipped. Political education is important, because if we don't do political education, we are going to become a gangster. We are not gangster. We are not criminals. We are political party with a leadership that is well trained, that articulates the politics of the left very clearly in a simplified manner where ordinary people will understand. Grade 1, you started with age 6 or 7. Our policies must be explained to a child of a 7-year, so that when that child understands that these are the policies of the EFF, then it means you can explain that policy to everyone. If it can be understood by a youngest person, then the elderly will be able to understand that policy of the EFF. Political education must be our friend. reading and improving our skills, it must be what we are known for, because we don't want to be known for tenders. We don't want to be known for always showing material on social media. The whole council of the EFF, when you eat, you take the plate picture of the food and put it on Instagram. What do you want us to do with that plate on Instagram? Because our people are hungry for real. You can't go around showing off. You must be considerate and always be political. So, fighters, as we go and march into our conference in Gauteng, that discipline is required. We must be disciplined in defense of the integrity and the beautiful image of the EFF. If you start fighting amongst yourselves, you are going to destroy the image of the EFF. And the people out there are going to say, what are we voting for here, when they can't even run their own organization? How can they run a Gauteng province in 2024? Through unity and discipline, you are showing the people of Gauteng that now you are ready to take over Gauteng and be the government of the people of Gauteng. So discipline starts now. If you know discipline now, you will never struggle with discipline into the future, and even when you go into government. Because the people who go into government and steal are the people who don't have discipline. They go in there, they steal the monies of our people because they want to impress their own. We are not going to steal the money of our people. We are going to make sure that the inner city of Johannesburg is one of the cleanest towns. It must look like New York, and all the abandoned buildings must be expropriated and converted into proper houses for our people, and proper accommodation and affordable accommodation for the students who come from all over South Africa to study in Johannesburg and everywhere else in all the bigger cities. We don't want a house without water and electricity. We don't want a street without a tar road. Why? There is no street without a tar road in town. If they can put the tar road in the whole town, how can they not put tar road in Elias Motswaledi squatter camp? Because it's not as big as the town. It's one of the smallest informal settlements which must be formalized and have a clinic operating 24 hours. So fighters, that is the type of people we want, who remember, who always know that what happened in Deep Slot does not reflect us as South Africans. That we as South Africans, we will never ban one of our own in the name of a passport. A passport to us is the color of your skin. Once you are black, you are my brother, you are my sister. I must defend the hated blackness all over the world. You must tell them every time you speak about this principle that the people will not vote for you. You must tell them we do not chase necessarily the votes. We chase necessarily the unity of African people to stand as one, because the unity of African people threatens white supremacy, threatens America, threatens Europe, and threatens everybody that represents imperialism. The unity of Africa is the worth of all of us here. Our success depends on all of us coming together. But you ban people who look like you because you are bewitched by whiteness. That makes you hate your own, and then come back and say we don't want the people who don't come from Africa. Africa belongs to Africans, but at night you feel comfortable banning your own. Those who banned that African brother, they don't belong to us, and they must never claim to belong to us. Those are the people who must be in this court today, because they must go to jail and rot in jail. They do not deserve to exist amongst us. So they are very scared. If you go and check them now during the day, they are working here in town for white people who treat them like dogs. They never raise their hands on those white people. When they go back home, they take out their anger of white people on defenseless Africans in our townships and in the informal settlement. Yesterday we were marching for land. We are poor because we don't have a land. These people you are banning, they don't have a land. They won't give you any land. They don't have any shop. They won't give you any shop. In Alexander, they went to chase them away from the streets and kicked their stalls. And the following day, the people of Alexander, when they woke up, they were looking for tomatoes. There was no one to sell tomatoes on the streets because they chased them away. Why after chasing, you said they are taking your jobs. You went to chase them away in Alexander, kicked them, and then they left. You don't have tomatoes. Why are you not taking those spaces yourself and sell tomatoes? Since you said they are taking your jobs, now that they are gone, go and sell tomatoes. There is no single one of those people who chased whoever was selling tomatoes there, who's selling tomatoes today. Be aware of these criminals who are masquerading as people who are unemployed and saying Zimbabweans are taking away their jobs. They are not looking for any job. They are thugs. In Alexander, they chase people out of houses and put others in, take money from even from the so-called foreigners. They say they rent these houses to the so-called foreigners. If they can't pay, they chase them out of those houses like dogs, put other foreigners in the same houses, take money from them. During the day they say, no, foreigners have taken RDP houses. But they are the ones who have chased away the original owners of those houses, rented them out to Zimbabweans and Mozambique people. From there come and say, they are even taking RDP houses. There is no Zimbabwean who can be given an RDP house. Any Zimbabwean in an RDP house was given by South Africans. So we must tell the truth. These Somalians that you are talking about, the shops they occupied. My grandmother's house has got a shop in front. That shop was closed for a very long time. They rented it out to a Somalian. He rented the shop. They fought with that Somalian. They kicked him out. That shop is closed again. Why can't one of us, because these people have taken our shop, now that they are out, why are you not going in to go and sell the way they were selling in that shop? They moved from that shop, they went into another yard, built a spaza shop, they are selling from there. They did not go and build at the house in someone's yard. A South African allowed them to come and build a spaza shop there and sell there. The day we're unveiling the tombstone of my grandmother, Josie went there and said, hey, this shop must close. Our Somalians were busy for security. It must not sell. It was not a Somalian who came to complain to me. It was a South African who said to me, these people who are renting from me, they are told to close the shop. And if they close the shop, I can't get money because they pay me every day. It was a South African arguing the case of Somalians. Now we are told these are bad people. We don't want them to take our shops. But the shops are given by South Africans. The spaza shops are rented out to them by South Africans. We must know what we want. And be careful of criminals who are masquerading as genuine people who are fighting for us, only to find that they are pursuing a criminal agenda. So fighters, let's go and educate our people. It will not happen now. We must never stop to dream and educate our people. Our dream is real. Our dream will be realized in our lifetime. And that dream is of economic freedom in our lifetime. But economic freedom in our lifetime will never happen, I can guarantee you, in South Africa if it doesn't happen in other African states, because we depend on each other. Imagine if Mugabe took the land. When the whites ran to South Africa, we did the same. When they ran to Mozambique, Mozambique does the same. And then when they ran to Swaziland, Swaziland does the same. They were going to negotiate. They were going to say, now we can see this is a real problem. We failed Robert Mugabe. That's why they went for him. That's why they could impose sanctions on Robert Mugabe and Zimbabwe. But if the whole African continent had joined Mugabe and said, the land now belongs to us, they were not going to sanction the whole of Africa because they depend on Africa for Europe and America to survive. So, comrade, equip yourself with those tools of analysis. Know where you stand. If you stand for principle, you will never be shaken by populists who claim that the EFF is a populist organization. Because if we were the populist organization, what is trending now every day on Twitter is that no, these foreigners must go. We would have joined that and said these foreigners must go because we are not an organization of principle, but we are a populist organization. But because we are not a populist organization, we don't care whether the trending topic is foreigners must go or not. We disagree with it even when it is trending, because we are a principled organization. So fighters, let's stick to the principle. Victory will come because of consistency. We are growing younger generation that will stand with us and that will liberate Africa, that will know that the whole of Africa is one country and it needs one president, one currency, one strong military that will fight anyone who wants to destabilize the peace in Africa. Amanda! Amanda! Viva EFF, viva! Viva EFF, viva! Aunoma Gumi! Siaya! Siaya! Aunoma Gumi! Siaya! Siaya! Noma besithubola besishaya besibopha noma besithubola besishaya besibopha kubi kubi o siyaya siyaya kubi kubi o siyaya siyaya noma besithubola besishaya besibopha noma besithubola besishaya besibopha noma kumi siyaya siyaya bullet kurai tamasa bullet kita kilometer kilometer samodiyo asicha where were you when you hit? Where were you when I'm going? So fast kitchen, so fast kitchen, kitchen, Sipin Kunto, Hanayan, shoot to kill, Ramasa, shoot to kill, kill a man, kiss
Power! Power! Attention!